Hi, thank you for joining me. Wendy Anderson, justbe.me. It's good to be back with you. Had a few days off. It's been a long week, shall we say. But today this was coming in that I felt invited to share with you. So my guide said that I would be learning about the sounds and rhythm of the universe and myself. So what I'm given is that we all hold a unique resonance that plays. The frequency we can change at will. So you get to choose what frequency you have. We can also choose to play multiple frequencies at once. So I know there are some human beings on this planet that have got a double or even multiple resonance in their vocal cords. So some of you that kind of like know music, you will be the ones that will be able to pick up on certain human beings that have got these multiple resonances when they sing or they're speaking, or you'll be able to pick that up. But there are some frequencies that may not be audible to the human hearing, but your cells will be able to hear it. So we are still listening on a cellular level. So when I say listening, so we are listening to other human beings. We are listening to other sound wave frequencies. So these can they can also come from electromagnetic frequencies from a device. So we can be listening to an electrical device and not even realize it. But your body is listening through the vibration. So maybe somebody that may have lost their hearing, this is another way that they hear. They listen throughout their whole body, throughout they'll just feel it through the vibrations of the sound, rather than the listening of the sound. So at the moment, this is coming in. There is a DNA shift coming in, and it's very much to do with the crown chakra. So kind of like when I see crown chakra and third eye chakra, it normally involves the senses. So you may have conditions at the moment that may be, shall we say, altering the senses or switching off the senses in some ways, in order for you to be able to feel vibrations, to feel frequency. So those of you that are empaths will know a little bit what I'm talking about this, that you've that you've learned to craft and hone in the skill of listening to frequencies, because in the feeling, you'll feel frequencies rather than hear them. So somebody may be speaking, but what you're feeling is not matching the words that are coming from the person's body. So this is a unique skill. So some of you are very skilled at, shall we say, listening, but not through the normal hearing way of listening. So this is why sometimes it's important to, shall we say, switch off the senses, because sometimes there's an overload. So like your meditations and your breath works, they kind of like help you. So what I was given is like the body is like a radio. It receives frequencies, but it can also give out, it can transmit frequency as well. So the free will, which is your solar plex center, your digestive center, so desires. So what frequency do I desire to feel the vibration of, and what frequency do I desire to tune into? So this is the shift in human consciousness and the shift in DNA at the moment, and just the evolutionary shift in what is it that I feel, how is it that I'm feeling, not listening or hearing. What is somebody telling me to do or to say? That is a programmed mind response. And the mind response is responsible for the desire of choosing what we want to listen to in frequency form through the body and acoustically, but also what we want to transmit as well. So what do you desire to transmit as well as receive? So this is kind of like the living in grace. Just be, give thanks, receive the infinity. So again, this is switching on big time in people's DNA. The crown chakra is open up if you've got any conditions around the head. It's old programs clearing. If you've got any headaches, you've lost love for either yourself or something, someone, you've lost love for it. So it's kind of like, where can I put the love back into me? And again, I am the one soul creator that is receiving resonance and amplifying resonance. So you are the one that is responsible for this, so to take responsibility for it. Any conditions, it's literally kind of like go back to the self-love state, go back to nothingness, switch off a little bit. Something is coming in that you are hearing that is kind of like, it's, my body isn't in agreement with it. I've lost a love for it. Therefore, why take on board anymore? So again, a bump on the head. People, I've noticed in my male bloodline of the family, going down from a husband to my son, this time of year always seems to be the time of year where they get a bump on the head. And a bump on the head, depending on where it is, if it's there, it's kind of asking us to look at our language. So language of others, language of ourselves. Where is it that that language of others and ourselves is coming away from the love that we are supposed to be, or the new program state of being that we are supposed to be in? So the new program state of being in 5D is, I no longer want to learn lessons through fear, sadness, anger, lack of joy, and shame. And the new 5D way of being is, I wish to learn my lessons through joy, in the high heart space, blissful heart, unity consciousness, knowing that potentially everyone has got the same goal, that they just want to be loved, they're just doing it in a different way. Oneness, knowing that everything is relational, that everything is actually connected to everything and actually made from one point of source, of the God particle, the spark, whatever it is that you want to call it. It's that state of being that is like the magical child, that it's that state of wonderment and exploration, that I have no wounds as a wounded child. My inner child is healed, and that allows me to feel safe enough to explore other fields, dimensions, frequencies and experiences. So this is kind of like the evolution that we are walking into right now. So again, knock on the head, look at the language used by others and yourself. Where is it that it's potentially coming away from love? Is it a little bit too harsh? So again, bring in that kindness at soul level. Your soul is already healed. The soul isn't wounded. It's our humanness that holds the trauma and the wounds. And again, kind of like, these are lessons learned through experiences. Nothing wrong, and there is no judgment against any experiences that a human being holds. We all need to have different experiences so we get a full 360 perspective of all the experiences that a magical human being can actually choose. So all of it is amazing. And I know this month there seems to be a lot of violent energy kind of that was coming in this month. And we may judge violence as something bad. Yes, it's kind of like, I don't condone it, to me, violence begets violence, and where does it end? You end up in a vicious circle, and that is one thing that I avoid, is vicious circles, love triangles, and being in a square space of thinking and not outside the box. So those are my rules to live in and to life. Which I found quite helpful So again, kind of like, where is it, that I am allowing violence to... So where is it that I am tuning into the violent frequency and potentially not the peace frequency? So do you know what? If somebody smashes your window or whatever, what do? What are you going to do? Complain about it, whinge about it, send hate to the person that's done it. I just get on with repairing it, It's kind of like we get to choose what disrupts our peace in that space. Anything knocked down, I'm a creative being. I'll build it again. I'll build it bigger and better. So it's checking out what's in your field and what's in your space, and what is it as a radio transmitter. What frequencies of the universe do you want to tune into? This is purely your choice. What you tune into. Responsibility, wherever that wherever we are overly responsible for others as well, is taking us away from the internal exploration and the internal frequency. So you're tuning into everyone else's frequencies. How on earth are you going to listen to your own field? So it's kind of like, if everyone's playing, so many instruments at once, and so much going on, so many programs, and so much that you're inviting into their field, if you're listening to that, it's just going to sound like noise in the end. So this is why it's important to have a little bit of alone time and alone space, and it will kind of like help your solar plex and any digestive issues that you've got going on as well. So those of you that are really sensitive to certain foods and things like that, again, really important for you to just take that time alone and take that space to just listen to and tune in to your own instrument. What is it that I'm hearing in my own field? But not only that, as free will, which comes from the solar plex, what is it that I am choosing to tune into? And this is the importance of why human beings need desires right now at this time, is because what is it that I desire? Do I desire healing? You can tune into the healing anytime you want. Just ask for it. Just ask. But then it's in the knowingness that I've placed this on my timeline. Now I just have to be in my worth to get to that timeline, or to obtain it on that timeline. But it's there, sat there, waiting for you. You've manifested it. You've put it there in frequency. It's kind of like, where is it that I'm tuning into, to absorbing it and hearing it and listening it in my physical form and in my field. You've created that frequency as a sound file. Where is it that I can feel into it? And this is how we can manifest, is what frequency do we desire to create, whether it's healing, whether it's abundance, whether it's love, whether it's exploration, even knowledge, whatever it is, your potentials and possibilities are just infinite as a human being. This is the magical, we are designed at number 42. We are perfection. We are multi-dimensional, infinite energy, made in the mirror image of source energy beings. So where is it? What program or what frequency, or am I listening to others' instruments, what they're creating, or am I listening to my own? Also as well, this is what I was given about a light worker in regards to resonance and being the instrument of sound frequency. So kind of like when you think about the angels, when they are depicted as beings with trumpets. So they are playing the universal sound frequency, and the sound frequency is love in creation of all things. The dark, the light, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. We love you, and that is the thing, is that they play the sound of unconditional love. So light workers, the light workers' ability, and this is how, I want to congratulate you for being here on this planet, because you've already done the work, you've already done the disciplines, you've already done the rituals, the initiations, and now you are bringing that frequency here to Earth on this planet for this time of evolution. So it's kind of like, I want to celebrate each and every one of you. And also celebrate everyone that is tuning into the sounds of the universe. So a light worker's ability, because you've done this for, and everybody can do this, you know, this isn't unique to a light worker, everyone can do this, but light workers have just done it before. That's the only difference, that they've just honed in a little bit on their crafts. So it's the ability to go into the quietness, the silence, use your desire, which is your imagination, which can never be stolen, and your consciousness, again, which can never be stolen. So these things that you are always infinitely abundant in, that nothing or no one can take away from you. So even in passing, no one can take away those abilities. You've still got them. So it's just the physical form. So your imagination, your consciousness is coming from your energetic field, which can never cease to exist. It just evolves and changes. So what light workers have got the ability to do is they have got the ability to go into their silence, use their desires to ask for certain frequencies that they can place and hold in their field, like a radio. So the difference between a light worker or somebody doing this work and somebody not doing the work is the amount of instruments played in the orchestra. That is the only difference. So rather than one lone kind of light recorder, it's literally all the instruments coming in. So that's the difference. It's kind of like, you know, you've got one person that might be playing the one lone recorder, and you know that's in the light, whereas the light worker is literally kind of like, I embrace the dark and the light because I know that it's all oneness, it's all made from the same frequency. But what I want to choose into at any given time is my desired choice. So it's faith and trust in the unseen before it is seen. And it's kind of like, so when you kind of like lost in this space of just lost in spaceness, that is also a beautiful space to be in. But just sit tight, because something will come in that will shine a light on the unseen and you'll be able to see it. Now the senses, the 5 senses, kind of like in this DNA evolution as well, is going to slightly shift. So this is the whole reason why the body is becoming more sensitive right now. So if you've got symptoms or a bump on the head or whatever it is that is going on with you, because it's all about the crown at the moment, opening up like a great big lotus flower. So any sensitivities right now are going to be really, really felt around this field. So again, the crown chakra is kind of like, where am I wearing my sovereignty? So my sovereignty is that I am the radio, I have the desires, I have the imagination, and I have the consciousness. What frequencies am I transmitting? What frequencies am I drawing in from the universe? And you can transmit all different ones. So you can transmit healing in your field, you can transmit universal knowledge in your field, you can transmit transformation. Transformation is a really big frequency. So I see this as number 5. I also see this as so sometimes you can see numbers as colours. So I also see this as a really like bright cerise pink, like transformation, and kind of like high heart love. So the high heart love allows for the transformation. It allows for the grief process to unfold, for the sadness of what once was, and let it go, into the safety of how can I allow something new to come in. So it's kind of like, I make all things new. Lightworkers at the moment, take some time out for rest, reflection, and a little bit of 0 point field space, because there's some frequencies coming in for you, some key codes that you can hold in your resonance, and whoever you are around, whoever you are with, they will receive this evolutionary frequency. You will receive it in your DNA, but they will also receive it in their DNA also. So this is a sound frequency for the new DNA for the human evolution, and we can all access this. You don't have to be a light worker to access it. You can all access it. Just 0 point field meditation. Go into the blackness, where the stars are. So that's how I imagine it. It's just black with stars, the light, the dark, where everything ends and where everything begins. The nothingness, but the everythingness at the same time. So that's where you will find picking up these frequencies. So take some time out. Dimensions. So dimensions has its own unique frequency as well, but we can only explore different dimensions when we feel safe in the current dimension that we are in. So feeling safe in the current dimension, so part of the evolutionary process is being able to balance your 3D form. So, you know, again, a lot of you light workers out there will already have, shall we say, frequencies in your DNA that you've already done the work. You know how to call in healing for the body. You know how to tap into your 3D state of being, to hold energy or frequency to allow it to become back into alignment. So when your body, your physical 3D body, comes back into alignment, which is, so if it's out of alignment, this is one way that you can do a simple check, is check your root chakra. So your root chakra is for your blood and skeletal system. Okay, so you can use kinesiology to do this. You can use a pendulum to do this. You can do me, you know, I've got my magic wand, my rare tensor to do this. But I will show you, because, you know, if you haven't got anything else external, you've got fingers. And if you haven't, you know, you can tap in and just imagine, and, you know, you just go down your chakras, and a colour will come up that needs balance. So you'll see into the colour, and the colour will hold numbers and frequencies that allow you to balance up whatever chakra it is. So even if, you know, for those of you who I can't do kinesiology, you can just go into that energetic field as well. For those of you that are struggling to go into the energetic field and you find a more physical test is for you, then there's two ways there that I'm showing you how to do it. So infinity symbols with your fingers. So I'm just basically either thinking or saying out loud root chakra. So at the moment my root chakra is balanced, it's fine. So I'm feeling safe. I'm feeling safe in my body. So when I'm feeling safe in my body, it then allows me to explore other dimensional fields and frequencies. I can't do that if I'm not feeling safe in my 3D form, if I'm not anchored into it, and doing my grounding work. So this is how we can do it, and this is how we can become internal and external explorers. Things that can make us feel unsafe in our program states of being at the moment, which will come up in your skeletal system, and it will come up in blood and circulatory system. So skeletal system is your bones, muscles. So if you've got something going on with your bones or blood, then you are not going to feel safe in your beingness. So it'll be really hard to ascend and evolve. So, you know, I'm giving you tips and techniques of how you can evolve your DNA and heal certain conditions as well. So again, kind of like a meditative state, going back to the 0 point field state. The 0 point field state allows us to clear anything. It clears all the chakras when I've done tests with this. So again, if you are just meditating and clearing your root chakra, you are bringing in a sense of safety. You are bringing in blood healing. You are bringing in bone healing and muscle healing. So this is why just going into these 0 point fields and meditative states and just the breath work, if you are here to evolve and to stay here and do the work and do the, you know, the resonance and you know, kind of like bringing in this new way of being onto this planet. You cannot evolve without doing these initiations. You can't. So it doesn't matter if you've been whatever, it kind of doesn't matter. You can actually 0 point field that out as well. So it's kind of like, you know, those of you that are having some regrets and maybe feeling guilty, again, this may be a beautiful program in that if you're feeling guilty about what you've done to yourself, you can also bring in forgiveness to forgive yourself, 0 point field. So you, no matter what it is, you don't have to consciously be aware of what you need to bring in. Particularly me, I am a great questioner, an engineer, so to speak. So I like to know how things work, because it's just me. My 3D-ness likes to have an understanding around things. My 3D-ness isn't gonna go anywhere. It's still gonna be there as a layer, and can I honour that as a layer because it's actually serving me in some way? The minute it stops serving me, where it's kind of like I'm overthinking things and it's becoming out of balance, then it's kind of like, right, that 3D-ness at the moment is kind of like it's sending me over the edge of not being able to evolve. So again, self-awareness is the key to human evolution. So it's not kind of like what's going on the external right now. Is this disrupting your peace? Is it disrupting your sense of safety? Is it disrupting your abundance? Is it disrupting your knowledge? Is it disrupting your love? Whatever it is in the external, is it disrupting you? So get back to the internal, explorer. Get back to the internal. The breath, the meditation, the 0 point field. Even kind of like if you want to do the physical checks, do the physical checks. But also if your root chakra is out as well, you can literally, by your voice command, change the frequency of your body. So send my root chakra back into balance now. And there you go. And it's the knowingness that whatever you are asking for, your desire, it will be met. It will be met. It has to. But it's the humbleness of I will be patient and it will just happen when it happens. But when you say now, it happens in the now. It's instantaneously. It's instant. And when I've done this, when I've tested this on my machine, literally the root chakra comes back into balance when that person puts it into their field to order, basically. And you can order it, or command is a better word. You're commanding that it comes back into balance. And when you command anything, it's not kind of like, oh, look at you, commander, da, da, da. Yeah, you're the commander of your vessel. You're the commander of your ship. You know your worth, you know your value, you know your understanding. You are the commander. So yeah, get into that state, command. So you are commanding what frequencies that you take in. You are commanding what frequencies you resonate out. You are in control of your vessel. And this is the thing, you don't have to be in control of the external. And this is the new way of being, is that we are commanding the ship, the internal. We are commanding this. It's not our responsibility to command what is in the external right now. But the way that you can command what is coming up in the external is be the commander of your own ship, because whatever you are commanding in here is the thing that's going to reflect in the external right back at you. So again, it's the infinity symbol. It's coming, whatever you're putting out, it's coming right back. So command what you desire in your field. Take ownership of it. Take ownership. Own your ship. Yeah? Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? So whatever you've got in here will go out into the external. I think that's enough for you know, to be kind of like absorbing and thinking about right now. So even if kind of like you're listening to this and thinking, what the heck is she on about, that is absolutely fine. You know, the understanding may come at a later date, because this may be the first time you've heard it and it's like, struggling to get my head around that. You're gonna have to give me some time on this one. You know, that's absolutely fine. Don't beat yourself up about it or anything like that. because some of these new concepts are so new. And when you think about when you learn to drive, could you drive on your first driving lesson? I know I couldn't. It took me millions of driving lessons. So it doesn't matter if you're thinking, I'm not getting it. It doesn't matter. But the good thing about it is me speaking about it holds frequency and resonance. So you hearing it, you're not just hearing it acoustically, you're hearing it throughout your cellular system, throughout your body. And that's the important thing. So some people may call this light language. So many people are walking around with light language. And some of you will feel it in their field, some of you won't, and that's okay. We've been told that we've been radios without parts, for a long, long time. And some of us have held the belief of that, and some of us have gone, no, I'm doubting that. So this is why sometimes it's good to doubt as well, to lead back to certainty. So some of you know that you are radio with parts and that you are fully operational and fully functional. Some of you have been told that no, you've got no plug or you've got no inners, so you can't do that. Where is it that you're bullshitting yourself, or where is it that you are trusting the external and not trusting the internal? Again, however you are turning up right now in this human experience, for you to experience and for you to witness and for the rest of us to lovingly witness as well. It's all beautiful. So no matter where you are right now, in your driving lesson state of your vessel ownership, we're all learning at different capacities and different rates. Some people have come in already knowing how to drive. That's the only difference. But you know what? The more people that know how to drive, that can teach how to drive the vessel, the more people we have got driving their own vessels, which is going to have an impact in the external world and the external experiences. It's all going to get good, even though it feels kind of like really crunchy in the external at the moment. It's getting good. It's getting good just to have that faith. Everything is created in benevolence, in neutrality. The spin we put on it, whether it's negative or positive, is a spin that we choose to put on it as us, as being creator beings. So wherever you are right now, desire, what is it that you desire? Is it, I want a good life, I want joy, I want to feel magic, I want to feel miracles, and then right, when we are cultivating miracles in our field, it's the knowingness that we are a miracle in form, just being here. The desired outcome, so again, this is kind of like getting rid of, letting go of control. So what you think you might desire, the universe knows what you actually desire because it's coming. So you might be saying the words, well, I desire X, Y, Z. Okay. But in your knowingness and your beingness, you may have a different frequency going on that is actually higher than what is going on in here. When it's coming from a love space and a knowing space that all is well, all is okay. I don't need to have that onus on the outcome. I can let go of it and just witness whatever it is that in place. So where is it that can be witnessed to a miracle? And you might think that you've got the expectations of, I want X to happen. But what actually might be happening is something on a higher plane. And why is happening? So because you're focusing on the miracle that you think that you've got in your head, and you've put miracle energy in your field, what will be happening will be miracles around you in other ways and forms. It's still happening, but it might not be at your either time scale, or you might not be in your worth for it to come out as desired. So again, it's kind of like, make sure that you've got plenty of energy in your solar plex. Look at what's taking your energy around you, relationships, foods, environments. Just look at where your energy is being, you are giving it. And where is it that you're playing in and where you're choosing not to play in. you are the commander. You are the commander of your vessel. You are the person that is playing the instrument. Don't let anyone else to play it for you. Yeah, because otherwise it's going to be out of tune. It's not going to be your frequency when somebody else picks up your instrument and plays it for you. It's not going to be at your resonance, your unique resonance. It's going to sound completely different. So again, it's take back, own your ship. So that was what was coming in today in my moment of quietness and stillness. And I am playing the radio and just playing my music for you. Whether you hear it in the ears, but you will definitely hear it at a cellular level in the body and in the DNA. So something in my words right now is transformative of DNA, or something in my energy field right now is transformative of DNA. And I transmit that frequency in my own way. So again, you know, people have got different ways of transmitting their frequency. All the radios are different colours with different designs. So, so the sounds of the universe and the vibrations of the universe, I will leave that knowledge with you, for you to reject or to accept. All my love for all of you out there, no matter where you are on your beautiful learning journey. It's all good, and if you sometimes need to take some time out of this learning journey and have a little bit of a recess and playtime, then that's okay too. Wherever you are is absolutely okay. Right, I will leave my love with you. Take care. Bye.